Nature and effect of obligation. So what are the different kinds of fruit? Okay, we have the natural fruit, which is the spontaneous product of the soil and the young and other products of animals. Say, for example, mga kapatid, binenta po, no, yung parcel of land. Say, for example, 1 hectare. And in that particular land, meron pong trees, fruit-bearing trees like mga mangga, etc. No? Kung binenta mo yon, included po doon sa sale yung fruit-bearing trees. Okay? Same goes with the fruits. Hindi pwedeng i-harvest mo muna. No? Kapag nabenta mo na tapos kukunin mo yung mga fruits, hindi kasama yung fruits dito. Yung lupa lang binenta ko, hindi po ganun. Okay? So natural fruits, kasama po yan. Okay? Same goes with the product of animal. No? Kung binenta mo, say for example, inahing baboy. Okay? Tapos, siya po pala ay buntis. O di, kasama din po yun dun sa nabenta. Okay? Unless meron kayong agreement, no? Na i-deliver mo upon yung pagkapanganak, kukunin mo muna yung mga piglet, etc. Industrial. Pag sinabing industrial, produced by land of any kind through cultivation or labor. Ibig sabihin, meron kang effort na ginawa. So yung kanina, natural, walang effort. Spontaneous product of the soil and the young. Dito naman, produced by cultivation or labor. Okay? Say for example, mga kapatid, binungkal mo yung lupa, tinaniman mo ng, say for example, corn, palay, etc. Okay? So these are industrial fruits. At yung pinag-uusapan natin with regard to result of the obligation, okay, arising from L, law, C, contract, D, delict, Q, quasi-delict or quasi-contract, is the so-called civil fruit. Okay? Which results of juridical relation. Example, contract of loan. May interest, civil fruit. Okay? Contract of lease, pag hindi ka nakapagbayad on time, merong penalty, civil fruit. Contract of sale. Okay? Franchise contract. O, pagdating sa AFAR, meron tayong down payment. Kunyari, yung balance evidenced by an interest-bearing note to be valued at present value. O kaya naman, yung balance ay evidenced by an interest-bearing note valued at face value, but there are fruits to be considered, to be recognized as revenue, yung interest. Okay? Yun po bang payment is in advance? And you have to use present value annuity due. Kapag ka naman at the end of the period, present value ordinary annuity. So civil fruits. Okay? These are results of juridical relation. Or quasi-delict. Di ba? What is the relation? What's the connection, vinculum juris between the obligor and obligee? Ay, negligent act resulting to injury. And there is a cause and effect. What will be the result? Yung damage na babayaran. Okay? So, ganun po, no? That is for quasi-delict. Same goes with delict, etc. What are the two kinds of thing? Alam niyo na po ito, no? Determinate thing and indeterminate thing. Determinate thing is a particularly designated or physically segregated from all other of the same class. Bakit kailangang i-identify na determinate or specific? Okay? This is also known as specific thing. At generic. So, specific. Okay? Thing. Ito naman, this is, nandyan naman po, no? Also known as generic thing. Because a specific thing, okay, cannot be lost. Hindi po siya mawawala. Okay? Sorry. Siya po ay pwedeng mawala. Yan. So, it is not replaceable. Okay? Ito naman, sa generic thing, okay, it can't be lost and it is replaceable. Ibig sabihin, class, okay, in a determinate thing, you can compel. Okay? You can compel the delivery. Ayan. Compel delivery of the thing. Kaya ang tawag natin dyan ay specific performance. Dahil siya lang po ang meron yan. Say for example, in a contract of sale, Okay? The vendor is obliged to deliver a Toyota Fortuner with plate number ILY 143. Oh, naka-specify. Yun lang ang sasakyan na may plakang ILY 143. So, specifically, pwede mong ipakompel, no, performance to deliver the thing because it is not replaceable. Okay? It is particularly designated or physically segregated from all other of the same class. Lahat ng mga Toyota Fortuner, segregated po yung ILY 143. While in an indeterminate thing, it is also not generic thing, okay? It is not particularly designated or physically segregated from all other of the same class. Say for example, okay, one case, okay, one case of soda. Say for example, Coca-Cola. Say for example, one case of liquor, mga pale pilsen, o kaya naman Johnny Walker, etc. No? So itong mga ito, pare-parehas. Okay? Generic. So replaceable. Pag nawala po, say for example, no, nagkaroon ng earthquake, yung patong-patong na cases ng Johnny Walker, okay? O kaya naman yung soda, bumagsak. Out of 10 cases, 3 na lang ang pwedeng ma-deliver kasi basag na yung iba. Pwede mo bang sabihin, I am no longer liable to deliver the 7 cases kasi due to fortuitous event and under Article 1174, no person shall be held liable in case of fortuitous event? Ang sagot, no, because you are one of the exceptions, generic thing. Okay? Kasi pag generic thing ka, pwede kang ma-replace. Kung generic, replaceable ka. So kung replaceable, hindi siya mawawala. Even due to fortuitous event. Okay? So, loss of generic thing does not extinguish, specify pa dito, does not extinguish the obligation even if due to fortuitous event. While loss of determinate thing through fortuitous event extinguishes an obligation as a rule under Article 1262 of the new Civil Code. Kung nagkaroon ng earthquake at nabagsakan po ng, kunyari, building yung Toyota Fortuner with plate number ILY 143, wala na pong madideliver na ganun. It is now lost. So kung lost na po yan due to fortuitous event, hindi ka na liable to deliver. Okay? Sir, am I liable to pay for damages? Depende. Okay? Ikaw ba ay in delay? Kaya nagka-fortuitous event, wala ka na ma-deliver kasi delayed ka. Okay? Dapat na-deliver mo, hindi sana nasira. Kung oo, then liable ka for damages. Kung hindi, wala kang liability for damages kasi hindi ka naman in delay. Yun nga lang, when the time na i-deliver mo na dapat, wala ka nang ma-deliver because nawala na yung specific thing to be delivered. Okay? While in generic thing, kahit nawala na yung generic thing na hawak mo, you can ask for replacement. Diba? Pwede ka namang bumili ng 7 cases pa tapos i-deliver mo dun sa bumili. Okay? So take note of this. Very significant po itong determinate and indeterminate thing na concept. Okay. Obligation of debtor to give a determinate thing, to take care of it with diligence of good father of the family, unless the law or stipulation of the party requires another standard of care, kagaya ng extraordinary diligence. So the general rule is diligence of a good father of the family. Kung ikaw ay nagbebenta ng sasakyan or any goods, okay, anong obligation according to law on sale? First, to deliver the thing. Second, to take care of the thing with the diligence of a good father of the family. Diba? Third, to deliver the fruits and its accessions and accessories, even though they may not have been mentioned. So, dito sa diligence of a good father of the family, kung binibenta mo siya, parang sa'yo pa rin yun. Okay? Hanggat di mo pa dinideliver. Because ownership, according to law on sales, is transferred through delivery. So, sa'yo pa rin. So, alagaan mo. Okay? Iparada mo sa lilim. Iparada mo sa wala namang mababagsakan or babagsak na debris o kaya naman bunga ng punong kahoy o kaya naman branch, di ba? So dapat maalagaan. Okay? O kaya naman i-car wash mo muna. Okay? Diligence of a good father. When the time comes na i-deliver mo, maayos yung kanyang kondisyon. To deliver the determined thing or place it in the possession of the creditor either actually or constructively. Okay? So pag sinabi nating actual delivery, actual mo pong dineliver sa kanya, hawak na niya yung thing na object ng kontrata, While constructive delivery instead of the thing itself, probably, okay, a representation like a key, no? Susi po, okay, ng sasakyan, susi ng bahay, titulo ng bahay, etc. So these are constructive delivery. We're going to discuss this further sa law on sales. Okay? Obligation to give a determinate thing includes that of delivering its accessions and accessories even though they may not have been mentioned. So kung sasakyan ang i-deliver mo, pati po yung kanyang mga accessories, no? Or accessions. You have, say for example, may dashcam. Isama mo, wag mong tanggalin. Okay, kung nandoon. Kung meron siyang touch screen na monitor, isama mo yun. Wag mong tatanggalin yun. Wag mo ring tanggalin, kunyari meron siyang bumper. Okay? Or yung mga side mirror. Pag tinanggal mo ba yung side mirror, sasakyan pa rin siya, sasakyan pa rin siya. Pag tinanggal mo ba yung gulong, sasakyan pa rin siya, ay hindi mo na siya magagamit as sasakyan. Okay? So yan naman po yung tinatawag natin class na accessories. Okay? So yung accessions naman, kung wala siya, okay, magagamit mo pa rin. Okay? May utilize mo pa rin. Like dashcam, kahit naman wala po yung dashcam sasakyan pa rin yan. Okay? Yung purpose niya, intended purpose, magagamit pa rin. Accessions yun. Accessories naman, yung mga gulong. Okay, say for example, yung makina. Ayan, no? These are accessories. To deliver the fruits of the thing to the creditor from the time the obligation to deliver it arises. However, the creditor shall acquire no real right. Wala pa siyang real right. Ang meron sa kanya inchoate right. Okay? Kasi ang real right, mga kapatid, or yung ownership, okay, will be delivered or transferred upon delivery of the thing. Okay? Until the same has been delivered. Ayan po yung sinabi dito. Okay? So ikaw na yung nagmamay-ari inchoate right. Inchoate. Okay? I-N-C-H-O-A-T. Inchoate right. Okay? Until the same has been delivered to him. Remedies available to the creditor. So, if the debtor fails to give an indeterminate or generic thing, anong dapat gawin ng creditor? Okay? Anong dapat gawin ng buyer? Kunyari, okay? If hindi po dinideliver ng seller or vice versa, anong dapat gawin ng creditor o hindi naman ginagawa ng debtor ang dapat niyang gawin? He may ask that the obligation be complied with at the expense of the debtor. Ibig sabihin, kung indeterminate or generic thing, pwede mong ipa-deliver sa iba at the expense of the debtor. Hindi mo na babayaran yung debtor na magbayad kasi may damages na yan. Okay? He may ask for damages in case of fraud, negligence, delay, or contravention of the tenor of the obligation. Pag sinabing contravention of the tenor of the obligation, that is breach of contract. Okay? We're going to discuss fraud. There are two kinds of frauds, mga kapatid. We have dolo causante, I should say, and dolo incidente. Dolo means fraud. Yung negligence naman, okay, na-discuss na natin to kanina, culpa aquiliana, that's quasi-delic, culpa criminal, and culpa contractual. Okay? That is delic, yung criminal, okay? Negligent act resulting to a crime, and culpa contractual, negligent act resulting to breach of contract. Delay, which means mora solvendi, and mora accipiendi. Okay? And of course, compensatio mori. Ibig sabihin, yung debtor is in delay, solvendi. Okay? Ayaw niyang late siyang magbayad. O kaya naman, accept kung sino yung tumatanggap. It is the creditor who is in delay. Usapan natin, dito tayo magkikita para tanggapin mo yung bayad ko, hindi ka naman sumipot. Or both parties are in delay, compensatio mori. Okay? So both parties. Ayan po, no? So aside from this, mga kapatid, or breach of contract or contravention of the tenor of the obligation, sabi natin kanina, ang contract ay consent as to the object and consideration. Pag may breach, you can ask for damages. Okay? So this is 1170. You can ask for damages. Example, breach of contract. This is an actual case. The case of Air France versus Carrascoso. Si Carrascoso, nung connecting flight, ang kanyang upuan ay nasa business class. Okay? Papuntang ibang bansa, syempre sa France siguro 'yon, no? Okay? O kaya naman sa Europe. However, sa connecting pa lang mga kapatid, nung nag-stop over sila, may dumating na Caucasian. Okay? Tapos pinaalis siya ng flight attendant sa upuan niya, si Mr. Carrascoso. Siyempre, ano mararamdaman mo kung papaalisin ka sa upuan mo, mga kapatid, no? At papalipatin ka. Buti sana kung sa business class pinalipat ulit, no? Eh hindi, sa economy class. Di nagkaroon ng eksena. Okay? O, di anong nangyari doon sa eksena na yon? Okay? Napahiya si Carrascoso. In short, umupo pa rin doon yung foreigner at doon siya sa economy class. Masakit ang kanyang pakiramdam. Okay? At siya po ay hindi na sumakay sa Air France pabalik ng Pilipinas. Ibang airlines na po ang sinakyan niya. Pero binalikan niya yung airline na yon at kinasuhan niya. Okay? At yung kaso na yon, nag-ask siya for damages. Breach of contract. Okay? Breach of contract. Okay? And definitely, yung employer, ang kakontrata niya. So yung employer, mga kapatid, there is breach of contract. The source of obligation is contract. Pero yung employee na nagpahiya sa kanya, quasi-delict. Okay? So quasi-delict. Wala silang existing contract but the negligent act, mga kapatid, resulted to injury, yung pagpapahiya kay Mr. Carrascoso. Kaya, okay, may damages din po. At ang source of obligation ng flight attendant ay quasi-delict. Okay, so yan po. So take note of Article 1170, mga kapatid. Remedies available to the creditor. What if, okay, the debtor is obliged to do something but fails to do it, or if he does it in contravention of the tenor of the obligation? Ang remedy, if the person obliged to do something fails to do it, the same shall be executed at his cost. Ipagawa mo sa iba. Okay, so kung magpe-paint dapat ng kitchen ang usapan, tapos hindi siya sumipot, ipagawa mo sa iba, and then at his cost, siya po ang magbayad nun, hindi ikaw. Sino yung babayaran? Yung nag-paint. And as for damages, so yan po ang sabi ng batas. Pero sa totoong buhay, minsan hindi naman nasusunod po, hindi na ginagawa ito, no? Okay? But legally, pwede mong gawin. Okay? You have the right, okay, na ipabayad sa kakontrata mo na hindi po niya ginawa. Or kung ginawa man niya, hindi tama yung pagkakagawa niya. It contravenes, okay, with the tenor of the obligation. Sabi, ang ipipaint white, tapos ang pinintura po, beige, dirty white. Uy, ipaayos mo at his expense. Di ba? Nagpagawa ka, nagpapaint ka ng sasakyan. O sabi doon, matte, black. Abay, napakakintab. Hindi naman po matte. O di paayos mo. Okay? Remedies available to the creditor. Okay? For the obligation of the debtor to do something but it was poorly done. Ito naman po, kapag poorly done, it may be decreed that what has been poorly done be undone. Kung kaya pang ayusin, okay, pwede pang ibalik sa dati. Okay? And ask for damages. Bakit may mga ask for damages dito? Anong basis? Article 1170. Sabi dito, okay, 1170 FNDC. Wala namang fraud. Walang probably negligence, delay. Pero may contravention of the tenor of the obligation. Okay? Sir, paano kapag yung debtor, okay, who is obliged to refrain from doing something, di ba? The remedy of the creditor when obligation consists in not doing, bawal gawin, and the obligor does what has been forbidden him. Ginawa niya yung hindi dapat gawin. Okay? The creditor may demand that it shall be undone at the expense of the debtor. Sabi natin kanina, sa contract of lease, may bawal pong gawin, like sublease. Okay? Nagpa-sublease siya, tanggalin yon, undone. Okay? Tapos bawal gawin na mag-major repair. Bawal mong demolish yung partition at gawing studio type. Abay, ginawa mo. So, it will be undone. Ibalik mo sa dati at the expense of the debtor, at the expense of the lessee. No, yung nagre-rent. And as for damages, kasi may breach of agreement. Okay, ganun po, no? And before we proceed to delay or mora, what if ang debtor is obliged to deliver a specific thing. Yan po. Kasi kanina generic eh. Pag specific thing, you can compel. Number 1, compel delivery of the thing. And number 2, ask for damages. Kung hindi niya ginawa, mga kapatid, then ask for damages. Kasi nga, may breach of contract or may delay. Yan. Delay. Okay? Those obliged to deliver or to do something incur in delay from the time the obligee judicially or extrajudicially demands from them the fulfillment of their obligation. Judicially through court, extrajudicially out of court. What are the grounds for liability to pay for damages? Those who in the performance of the obligation are guilty of number 1, fraud, number 2, negligence, number 3, delay, and number 4, those in any manner contravene with the tenor of the obligation, which is breach of contract. Okay? So let's proceed to fraud. What are the different kinds of fraud? Dolo causante and dolo incidente. Okay? Pag sinabi natin causal fraud or dolo causante, tandaan na lang po mga kapatid, ang fraud, okay, ay nagsimula from the perfection stage. So doon pa lang po sa perfection, meron ka ng fraud na nagawa. May panlolokong nagawa na. Okay? Doon pa lang po sa meeting of the minds, di ba? Meron ng bad faith or fraud. Pero kapag dolo incidente, during the consummation stage, habang pinaperform na yung obligation, doon pa lang nagkaroon ng fraud. Okay. Ibig sabihin, kung dolo causante, ang tinatamaan dito ay consent. Okay, so consent. Hindi ka dapat nag-consent kung alam mong nanloloko lang siya. Pero napakagaling niyang manloko. Okay? Insidious words, machination, naniwala ka. Okay. An example natin dito mga kapatid, okay? The usual example, and nasa textbook din natin, no? Yung tinatawag natin na Dean of College of Law. Yan. Nagpanggap po siya. Okay? So, Dean of a law school. Yan. Sabi niya, tumawag siya sa X-bookstore. Hindi natin papangalanan. Sabi niya, X-bookstore, meron ba kayong law on obligation and contract by Attorney Bagayaw? Ay, meron po. Meron din ba kayong law on sales by Attorney De Leon? Meron po. Okay, pa-order ako ng tig 1,000 copies. Ay, sino po sila? Ay, ako pala yung dean ng ganitong university. Ako nga pala si Mr. ganito, si dean, attorney ganito. Okay. Meron bang discount kapag school ang bibili? Ay, meron po. Pag dean po, merong 20% discount. Okay, so nagpanggap siya na dean para makakuha ng discount. Okay. Anong nangyari doon? And this is an actual case. No? Nag-deliver ng Oblicon, kunyari, 1,000 copies. Inisyuhan ni dean na nagpapanggap na dean siya ng post-dated check. Okay. Dineliver yung sales na book. Inisyuhan din niya ng post-dated check. Okay. Hindi pa nagiging dated at hindi pa pumapasok yung cheque sa bangko, ay umorder ulit siya. Okay. Remedial law naman, taxation na naman. Okay. Meron ba kang taxation book ni Mr. Enrico Tabag? Okay. Meron po. Pa-deliver din ako, 1,000 copies. Meron ba kayong remedial law ni Dean Willard Riano? Sumalangit nawa. Okay. Nagtaka na ngayon itong X-bookstore. Anong ginawa? Sige po, check po namin. Okay. Pumunta sila ngayon muna doon sa school na sinabing Dean daw siya. Okay. And then, verify kung talagang Dean siya doon. Unfortunately, hindi siya Dean doon sa school na yon. At hindi nga siya Dean, mga kapatid. No? Walang ganong pangalang Dean. So, anong nangyari? There is fraud. Okay? And the fraud happened during perfection stage. May contract of sale na ba yung dalawa? Yung Dean at saka yung X-bookstore? Yes, because there is consent, there is object, and there is consideration. Okay? But the consent is vitiated due to dolo or fraud. Kaya papasok dyan, class, ang tinatawag nating voidable contract. Okay? Voidable. Hindi po void, valid pa rin yung kontrata until it is annulled. That's voidable. Ibig sabihin, okay, ang cause of annulment is fraud. Okay? So, anong nangyari sa totoong case? Buy bust. Ibig sabihin, okay, hinuli po, no? Kasi fraud yan eh. Okay? So, what will be the remedy? So may criminal liability siya, okay? May civil din. Sa civil aspect, anong remedy? Voidable. The first thing that you have to do kung ikaw yung seller is to annul the contract. Annulment of contract. Because there is already an existing contract. Okay? Then, the fraud happened during the perfection. Yung consent mo, hindi mo dapat binigay kung hindi ka niya niloko. Okay? So, mula umpisa, niloloko ka na niya, dolo causante. So, anong dapat mong gawin? Annul the contract. Plus, ask for damages. That's the remedy. Okay? In relation to Article 1170. Pagdating sa dolo incidente, incidental fraud lang po, no? Incidental. Okay? So, walang problema sa consent, walang problema sa object, walang problema sa consideration. But during the consummation stage, doon nagka-problema. Ang example natin dito mga kapatid ay, we call it Japanese rice. Ayan. So, yan yung usual example ko, Japanese rice. Sabi nung isang supplier ng rice na importer, sabi niya, pare, parang balita ko may business ka ngayon na Japanese restaurant, tapos unlimited. Ay, meron niya. Kanino kaya umorder ng Japanese rice mo? Ay, kay ganito, kay Pedro. Eh, supplier ako ni Pedro eh. Ako yung importer eh. Totoo naman, class, na siya ay importer ng Japanese rice. Magkano niya bigay? Magkano binibigay ni Pedro? Ay, ganito, mga 2.5 per sack, per kaban. Okay, ng rice. Oh, pwede kong ibigay sa'yo kahit 2.2. Kaya 2,000. Depende sa order mo. Ay, ganun ba? O, makakatipid ka ng 500. So, totoo naman na importer siya. So, yung consent, walang panloloko. Totoong importer siya. Yung object, yung Japanese rice. And consideration, 2,200 per sack. Sige, order ako ng 100 sack. O, issuehan kita ng 50% down payment. Check it. Pag na-deliver mo na yung balance, tsaka ko bayaran. Okay? So, dated naman yung cheque, naipasok na nung importer, yung cheque, bayad. Ngayon, yung 100 sack of Japanese rice, unfortunately, 50 lang ang available. 50. Okay. Anong gagawin mo? Kung ikaw yung importer, i-deliver mo yung 50. Kausapin mo yung bumili na pasensya na, yung additional 50 medyo madidelay ng konti. Okay? Pero Japanese rice pa rin ang i-deliver mo. Eh anong ginawa ngayon nitong importer? Instead of delivering 50 lang na Japanese, tapos later na yung 50, abay 100 ang dineliver niya. Okay? Pero yung 100 sack ng rice, 50 dyan ay Japanese rice. Japanese. Okay? Tapos, yung additional 50 mga kapatid, hindi na Japanese rice. Hindi naman siguro niya mahahalata na ito ay jasmine rice. Okay, jasmine rice. So, pinaghalo niya, no? Okay? Ayan. So, may panloloko po bang nangyari? Yes. Okay? But the fraud happened during the consummation stage. Okay? So, wala pong problema sa consent. So, hindi po yan voidable. Okay? So, what will be your remedy kung ikaw po yung bumibili? Ang remedy mo, accept 50, yung kalahati lang, yung Japanese na binili. Reject the jasmine and ask for damages due to fraud. Ganun lang po, mga kapatid. Kung gusto mong i-accept yung jasmine, ask for reduction of price kasi hindi naman dapat yan yung presyo ng jasmine, di ba? Mas mababa sa Japanese. Ganun po. Okay? Wala pong annulment because the contract, again, is perfected. Okay? And yung consent, hindi po yan vitiated. Okay? So that's the remedy, mga kapatid, no? Ikaw naman, lulukohin mo pa ako, meron akong masteral sa UP Los Baños about sa mga bigas. O kunyari ganun, expert ka pala. O kaya may kaibigan ka naman pala expert. I-check mo nga, random check mo kung Japanese talaga to. Chinek, uy, Japanese to. Ito naman, jasmine. Bibili mo ba? Hindi. So, anong gawin mo? Disregard, reject, but ask for damages dahil may panlulokong nangyari. That is Article 1170. Okay? What are the different kinds of negligence? We have discussed this a while ago. Culpa quiliana, culpa contractual, and culpa criminal. Criminal, delict. Contractual, contract. Aquiliana, quasi-delict. Okay, so based on negligence naman ang pagkukuhanan mo ng damages. Delay. What are the different kinds of delay? Mora solvendi, debtors delay. Mora accipendi, creditors delay. And compensatio morae, both parties are in delay. When the obligation so provides, instances when demand is not necessary. Hindi na kailangang mag-demand because as the general rule, mga kapatid, provides na no demand, no delay. So ito po yung general rule. No demand. Okay? So pag hindi ka nag-demand ng delivery, there is no delay. So kung no delay, walang liability for damages. Ayan po, no? No D, no D. No demand, no delay. No damages. Except when the obligation provides na kahit hindi mag-demand, i-deliver mo. When the law expressly declares to pay for that, okay, or to deliver. So for example, may mga deadline yung batas. No? Time is of the essence. Abay baka ma-expire na po o kaya naman perishable yung goods. Uselessness of demand. And performance of reciprocal obligations. For example, in the law on sale or contract of sale, I should say, kung ang obligation is to deliver na, bayaran mo na. Kasi wala namang agreement kung kailan dapat bayaran. Kung nabayaran na niya, reciprocally, i-deliver mo na rin yung binibili. Kasi wala namang agreement kung kailan yung date na dapat siya i-deliver. Okay? Contravention of the tenor of the obligation or also known as breach of contract. Okay? Remedies, definitely ask for specific performance. Okay? Lalo na kung yan po ay determinate thing. Or rescission. Ibig sabihin ng rescission under law on contract, to rescind means to go back to the original status as if there is no agreement from the start. Go back, ibalik. Kung kaya mong ibalik. Ibabalik ko yung bayad, ibabalik mo naman yung dineliver. Okay? Kung merong na-deliver. Rescission of contract. Different kinds of damages. Okay? Padaanan lang po natin. Ang acronym natin dito ay mental. Moral damage, exemplary, to set an example. Itong moral damage class, yan po yung mga damages asked or required to be paid due to yung mga resulting to besmirched reputation. Yan. Nasira po yung puri niya, yung reputasyon. Okay? Sleepless nights. Yan. Hindi daw siya makatulog. Okay? Wounded feelings, no? Masama daw yung pakiramdam. Yan. Yun yung mga dahilan, no? Like in cyber libel, as we have mentioned, no? Yan, moral damage. Exemplary damage is to set an example para hindi tularan. Okay? Manghingi ka rin ng exemplary damage. Actual damage, siyempre, yan po yung actual, nabangga yung sasakyan o magkano ba yung actual na pagpapaayos. Compensatory. Okay? Say for example, na hospitalized, magkano yung damages doon sa hospital bill. At syempre yung kanyang sweldo dapat for the day na hindi na kinita because of the damage. Nominal, okay? Temperate and liquidated damages. So you have nominal damage, temperate damage or moderate damage, okay? So minimal lang, okay? Para lang kumbaga para hindi naman totally, no, na walang natanggap yung na-injure kasi okay naman na sa kanya, di ba? Ibig sabihin na nakipag-compromise na siya. Hindi siya mag-ask for moral, no? Nominal or temperate damage. Temperate. Kumbaga, bayad mo na lang para hindi na siya mag-isip na mag-file pa ng kaso, okay? O kaya naman para kung naabala naman siya, meron siyang maisip din na okay lang kasi meron naman akong natanggap na payment, okay? Pagpapaayos, for example, sa sasakyan, okay? O kaya naman kung ikaw ba ay na-injure, okay? Sobra-sobra pa doon sa gamot, okay? Na bibilhin yung pambayad, so may excess, nominal or temperate or moderate. Liquidated naman, ito yung napag-usapan. Okay, napag-usapan. So kung napag-usapan natin na ito dapat ang gagawin, okay? Dapat meron kang bayarang penalty, charges, okay, damages dito, okay? Tapos binayaran, liquidated damage, okay? Kung papaayos yung sasakyan, actual. Tapos may usapan pa na magdadagdag ng bayad, liquidated damage. Let's proceed to fortuitous event. Okay? What is a fortuitous event? It is an event that could not be foreseen. Hindi mo inaasahan na darating, like earthquake. or which though foreseen, inaasahan mong darating like typhoon kasi na monitor na po, this event is inevitable. Ibig sabihin, hindi mo mapipigilan. That's fortuitous event. Okay? And as a general rule, according to Article 1174, no person shall be held liable in case of fortuitous event. Okay? Wala pong liable in case of fortuitous event except, okay, we have the law so provides, stipulation so provides, or the nature of obligation requires assumption of risk. Ulitin natin dito mga kapatid, no? Fortuitous event, 1174. General rule, no person shall be liable in case of fortuitous event except, okay, LSN. Okay? The law provides, stipulation, agreement so provides, or the NORAR. Okay? Yung law, yung batas na nagsabi na pag generic thing ang nawala dahil sa fortuitous event, liable ka pa rin to replace it. Or, okay, when there is FNDC, fraud, negligence, delay, or contravention of the tenor of the obligation, liable ka pa rin. Okay? Kahit na fortuitous event. Say for example, pwede rin po na arising from delict or quasi-delict, di ba? Nabangga ko kasi umuulan, ang lakas ng bagyo. O liable ka pa rin. Kahit huwag mong sabihing General Rule 1174, no person shall be liable kasi may ulan, may bagyo. No. Okay? Or, okay, when you promise to deliver to two or more person, okay, deliver the thing to two or more person, okay, two or more person who do not have the same interest. Ibig sabihin mga kapatid, ito po yung double sale na pag-aaralan natin sa law on sale under Article 1544, double sale. Uy, binenta mo kay Juan de la Cruz, binenta mo rin kay Pedro. Bakit? Agent ba ni Pedro si Juan de la Cruz? Hindi. Bakit mo ginawa yun? Okay? Para mas kikita ako. Dalawa yung bebentahan ko. Uy, panloloko yan. Okay? So liable ka. Okay, sa dalawa. In case na, dahil sa fortuitous event, hindi mo na ma-deliver yung dapat mong ibenta at nalaman nilang dalawa silang pinagbentahan mo, liable ka. Hindi dahil hindi ka maging liable to deliver the thing kasi sira na siya. Say for example, lumubog sa baha o kaya naman nagka-earthquake, natabunan. But liable ka for damages. Okay? Or stipulation. Ito po yung, di ba, FOB shipping point, FOB destination, pwede nilang stipulate na pag lumubog sa gitna ng karagatan yung i-deliver, sino ang magiging liable for that? And sa law on sale, mga kapatid, okay, res perit domino. Res perit domino. The owner shall bear the risk of loss. Kung sino yung owner, siya po ang magbe-bear ng loss. Or stipulated, deliver ko ha, okay? Since nasa shipping point na yan, liable ka na. Okay, liable ka na, buyer, kasi ikaw na yung owner. Kapag nawala yan, okay, hindi na ako liable for that. It is now your risk. Or, kapag ka naman destination, agreement natin, pag dumating dyan, ikaw na yung owner. Hanggat di pa dumarating, ako pa rin ang seller at owner, so I will be liable for the risk of loss. While NORAR stands for the nature of obligation, requires assumption of risk. This is in the case of insurance companies. Hindi pwedeng sabihin ng insurance company na, uy, nabangga yung sasakyan mo? Oo. Di ba insured yung sasakyan mo sa amin? Oo. Kaya nga ako nandito eh. Pero teka lang, inaasahan mo bang mababangga ang sasakyan mo? Hindi. Ine-expect mo? Hindi. Naiwasan mo? Hindi. Oh, fortuitous event yan. 1174 yan. Ano ibig sabihin nun? No person shall be held liable in case of fortuitous event. So, hindi kami liable, sabi ng insurance, para paayos yung sasakyan mo. Ano pa yung binabayaran ko sa inyo? Ang sabi ng law on insurance, the insured has to pay a premium. And the insurer will assume the risk of loss for damnification. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, mga kapatid, yan yung exception. Hindi pwedeng sabihin ng insurance company na hindi sila liable. Okay? Kasi nasa exception sila ng fortuitous event. Okay? Okay, so more of this will be discussed mga kapatid sa insurance. Pero dito, ginamit na natin yung word na insurance dahil sila ay exception sa fortuitous event requirement. Okay? Okay, ngayon, let's proceed mga kapatid to the elements of fortuitous event. Number 1, the cause of breach of obligation must be independent of the will of the debtor. Hindi niya kagustuhan, syempre. The event must either unforeseen or unavoidable, like earthquake or typhoon. The event must be such as to render it impossible for the debtor to fulfill his obligation in normal manner. Ibig sabihin, dahil dyan sa event na yan, hindi na niya magagawa ang obligasyon niya. Pero kung kaya pa rin niyang magawa, nagka-typhoon, nagka-earthquake, hindi naman nasira yung sasakyang i-deliver, deliver niya, hindi niya pwedeng sabing hindi ko na ma-deliver. Okay? Kasi pwede pa rin naman. Yan. Possible pa rin naman. The debtor must be free from any participation or aggravation in the injury to the creditor. This is in the case of Nakpil versus CA, mga kapatid. 1986 pa po, no? Hindi pa tayo buhay dyan, no? At meron ng ganitong element. Ibig sabihin, mga kapatid, kung yan ay act of God, okay? Act of God, fortuitous event, definitely. Pag yan ay act of man, say for example, robbery, okay? Murder, okay? Kidnapping, mga ganun, no? Act of man, okay? Theft, etc. So, kung yan man ay act of man, syempre hindi siya fortuitous event as a general rule. Except, mga kapatid, pasok ang elements. Okay? Dito. Okay? So, pwede siyang i-treat as fortuitous event for civil obligation purposes. Pero pag act of God like typhoon, earthquake, volcanic eruption, tsunami, etc., automatic yan. Act of God, fortuitous event yan. Okay? So, take note of this. Okay? So, let's proceed. To the next concept. Recap na tayo. Different kinds of the things. Different kinds of fruits na discuss natin. Obligation of the debtor. Remedies of the creditor. Different grounds for liability to pay for damages. Different kinds of damages and fortuitous events. Okay? And our next topic, mga kapatid, different kinds of obligation at extinguishment of obligation. Then we proceed to contract. Okay, so this ends our discussion on part 2 of law on obligation.